Hey guys, Joel's coming at you with another reasoning sesh where I challenge the status quo of the wisdom of the world and the church by diving deep into the ancient scriptures, uncovering meanings that were hidden by translations, exposing the metaphysical aspects of this ancient text, and applying it practically to situations in our present day. And today I'm going to be talking about the difference between walking in the ego and walking with source.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
But before I begin, I gotta say, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more, because I'm always making videos like this, and we are accelerating to a new way of doing things, a new paradigm where we manifest Earth 2.0. But with that out of the way, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Once again, today I'm reading from Paul's epistle to the church at Galatia, where he contrasts both the nature of the ego and what your actions will be once you actually tap in with source. He says to them, "Walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts after the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that you would. But if you are led of the Spirit, you are not under the law." And of course, that law refers to what you put out is what you get back. And you're trying to keep these things with a physical mindset, as if, oh, if I do this, then this will happen to me. But if I do that, then I'll be opening the door for good. But if you're led from within, your actions automatically conform to that higher state of being. That's basically what he's saying. And then he goes on to outline the nature of the ego, which he describes as the works of the flesh, where he says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God." Now, I just read that from the Authorized Version, which of course was originally published back in 1611. So English has changed a bit, but basically most of the words have the same meaning in our present day. A few worth pointing out is the word fornication, which in Greek is porneia, which of course we get pornography, which traces its root back actually to porne, which is prostitute. And of course this refers to casual sex. Uncleanness, which is actually a katharsia, which literally means like you're acting out of impure motives. Or you have another agenda when it seems like you're doing something good, really inside it's not quite so pure. Idolatry is another one, which literally means you're just putting physical definitions on source and defining source according to your egoic perspective or paradigms, whatever definitions you have or images or analogies that you like to put on what you take source to be. You're limiting that by naming the unnameable and imaging the unimageable. And then there's revelings, which is komoi, which refers to revelry in relationship to Bacchus and those kind of orgiastic rites. Then there's seditions, which is dichostasia, which literally means division. Emulations, which is zelos, which also means envying or trying to copy someone based on that inner contrast that actually controls you in terms of judging yourself as to what other people might have, or you're jealous of your own life based on their experiences. But the real one that I actually want to delve into here is the word witchcraft, which actually doesn't refer to what we associate with witchcraft or Satanism today. The Greek word for this literally is pharmakia, which literally is where we get our word pharmacy from. It's referring to people that used potions and drugs. And while we might think that that refers to drugs, there's actually a different word here that refers to drugs, and that's drunkenness, which is methe, or intoxication in the Greek. But the word pharmakia literally means the manipulation of substances so that you create unnatural substances. It's like you isolate the chemicals from the plants or whatever concoction you're making, and that itself creates a different type of state of being. And we do see that in the world today with pills and powders and injectables and all that kind of stuff. We got to realize that this is the kingdom of darkness trying to twist whatever source has given us as a natural state of being. And this natural state of being is accessed when we actually tap into source and walk in the Spirit. Because when we do, we manifest the fruit of the Spirit, which is described in the very next verses where he says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love." That's agape, that's unconditional love. joy, peace, which also refers to harmony, long-suffering, which is endurance or patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance, which can also be interpreted as self-control. Against such there is no law, and they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh, or the ego, with the affections and lusts. So all of that is dead to us when we actually tap into Source and walk in the Spirit. Because he goes on to say, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. So we're actually seeing a dichotomy emerge from those people that are walking with Source and tapping into the real nature of who we are. What are we here to do? And the people that are still stuck in the ego, that are buying into manipulation, that are buying into the narratives, all of that kind of stuff. There's a distinction here. And when we can transcend our ego mindset and actually walk in this higher state of being, we put aside that kind of behavior or whatever they're trying to control us with, whatever they're trying to get us to agree to, and actually partake in their pharmakia. And of course, all the other stuff, it's all manifestations of a physical, limited, egoic mindset. But when we tap into the Spirit, we transcend all of that. We walk from above and not this world, and we literally manifest our best life yet with the power of the living Logos. Not our egoic power, but that source that's streaming through us, that is that river of life, that flow of abundance, that literally creates a shockwave from our own life into that of those around us, and into our life experience around us, and into the world and society around us. So tap into that higher power and actually embody who you've come here to be, your fullest potential, and live out your best life yet. So I love you guys. I'll check you in another reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape, Salaam, Namaste. Shalom.